Here we go. Here we go. Happy Sunday, everybody. Let's give everybody a second to join in. Join in here. If you haven't noticed, got the Predator back up on the wall. Had to get a new frame for it, so thank God we got that back. Give everybody a second. Today we're going to be talking about some fights last night. A little bit about Jorge Masvidal wanting more money. A little bit about Conor and talk about the economy today. This will be a good one. Jump in. Let me know where you guys are from too. I want to see where we're all coming in from and joining today. Boom, boom, boom. Give everybody a couple more minutes to jump in. Jump in. Alex is back in the house. What's up, Alex? Ooh, Richard's back. What's up, Richard? How you doing, my man? Give everybody another second or two. We got Fernando. What's up, man? California's in the house. I love it. Beautiful day here in California, man. San Diego. Ooh, baby. It's beautiful, beautiful. No place like Southern California, weather-wise. It's just super, super nice. Where's everybody else from? Where we at? Canada. Canada's in the house. What's up? We're at in Canada. Let me know. I know Richard's from Montreal. Let me see. Canada, yep. Scotland. Wow. Scotland's in the house. What's up, Scotland? Ireland? Okay. Man, that's awesome. Blows my mind every time we get on and you guys are like, I'm from Scotland, I'm from Ireland, Denmark sometimes, Canada, California. Dude, it blows my mind that I get to connect with you guys every Sunday. How cool is that? Beautiful, beautiful. Toronto, okay. Toronto, Canada. I love it. Ontario, beautiful. Where are we from? Where are we from? Let me see. What's up, Kumar? I like that name, Kumar. Reminds me of Harold and Kumar. Ohio, nice. Toledo, Ohio. Is that, off the top of my head, is that Cedar Point in Toledo, Ohio? Is that where Cedar Point's at? I'm from Michigan. I'm a Michigan boy, so I went to Cedar Point a lot when I was younger. Always in Ohio, but I can't remember if that was Toledo or what. Poland. Poland is here. Wow, that's awesome. What's up, Poland? Welcome, welcome, guys. Germany's in the house. Germany's in the house. Dang, San Francisco. What's up, Justin? Man, San Francisco. I need to come up there and visit. Hear nothing but beautiful things there. The rent's a little expensive in San Francisco. I was watching a video the other day talking about the U.S.'s top 10 most expensive cities for a one-bedroom, one-bath apartment. And number one was San Francisco, man. So, it's expensive there, but it's beautiful, beautiful area. I guess I can't say much either because San Diego was number 9, I believe. So super expensive here. Warmir says, let's go to White Castle. Oh, baby, let's go. I haven't been to White Castle in forever, man. Man, I can't remember. Like back in the day, that would be like the go-to after a late night of being out. But yeah, White Castle's delicious, but it's definitely not good for you, man. All right, let's give everybody one more minute, and we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Shout out to right now to the Super Chat champ. We got my man Dean, MMA Twins. Make sure you guys go check them out. Anybody today that has a question or a comment, concern, hit that Super Chat. I'll make sure I'll answer your question, and as well you'll get a shout out in one of my upcoming videos too. So it's a good little plug for you as well, and you can support the channel. So make sure to hit that Super Chat and be the champ. The champ, baby. Where's Dean at? Is Dean going to be in here today? I know Dean's training. I've been talking to him a little bit. What's up, James? Big fan. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, James. Sardine. Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, 250. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about UFC 250. Give everybody one more minute to join, and then we'll get going. Oh, Alex is back in the house. Coming in with the super chat. What's up, Alex, man? Coming off top, too. Just going for that belt right off tops, man. I love it. I love it. Alex says, I told my friends I would ask this. Do you think you can beat Amanda Nunes? Of course, I think I can beat Amanda Nunes. I feel like she's a great fighter, the GOAT of the female division. Dude, impressive last night, just killing it. Knocked out Cyborg. But for me, I will beat Amanda Nunes. You know what I mean? Like, but that's me, man. I'm a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm confident in myself. I'm confident in my skills. But I feel like I have a huge advantage over her. But I'm not a female. You know what I mean? So it's two different. It's like oil and water, just two different categories. But great question, though. Great question. And thank you for the support to the channel. As always, guys, the super chat goes to back to so I can make more videos for the channel and keep producing some awesome content for you guys. So thank you, Alex. You are the man. And always tuning in. Love it, man. I love it. All right. So let's first off start. What are we celebrating today? Come on, let me know your celebrations. Anything from big to small. It can be anything. What are we celebrating right now? I'm celebrating being alive today. It's a beautiful day in San Diego. I'm celebrating. I'm on my diet. I'm fighting in July. So I'm finally getting my weight down. So I'm celebrating that. I'm celebrating a great week of training. Was in the gym 7, 8, 9 sessions this week. I'm celebrating that. I'm celebrating that I'm saving my money right now. I haven't bought any crappy deals in real estate. I'm basically waiting to see what happens with this economy. So I'm celebrating my patience because Lord knows that I don't always have the most of it at times. So I'm celebrating that. So let me know, what are you guys celebrating? What are you celebrating? Could be eating healthy. It could be going for a walk. It could be anything. Let me know. Celebrating quarantine in Canada. Ooh. Oh, Execution's back. Execution back. Let's see what he's got to say. Coming in with the super chat. He says, I missed you last week. When is Jeremy's fight again? Oh, man. Missed you last week, dude, but you're here today, so that's all that matters. And I don't know when Jeremy's next fight is going to be. I believe, what are we in, June right now? July, August, maybe around October. I know he's almost healed up. Just his ankle is a little bit more swelling down, but he'll be back soon. So great question, Execution. And thank you for that support, man. Channel loves it. Oh, and he has another one. Ooh, Execution is coming out hot as well. I think he's coming after Alex. He says, I got promoted to store manager at Little Caesars. Wow. Awesome, dude. Congratulations. That probably took a little while, right? I mean, that's something to be proud of. You know, you start at the low part and then work your way up, get that management position, man. And who knows, maybe one day you'll own your own store and you'll be running a couple of stores as well. So props to you, Execution. I love it. And I love Little Caesars, dude. Man, hot and ready. Doesn't get much better than that. So awesome. Okay, celebrating. So Alex is celebrating. He's back at work. Okay. Celebrating that I got a new friend, my man Myles. Okay, celebrating you too. Love it, man. Celebrating the fact that I'm being able to run more miles, cardio getting better. That's beautiful, man. Running is one of the best things for your cardio. So keep celebrating that because nobody likes running. You get out there, keep hitting them workouts, dude. That's gonna be good for you. Celebrating Myles's live stream today. Woo, woo. Yeah, how cool is that, dude? I love our live streams, man. Especially today, beautiful day out. Get to kick it with you guys. Get to connect with you all around the world. So that's an awesome celebration. Let me see. D-Day yesterday. Yep, celebrating that. Shout out to everybody that went out there and put their lives on the line for us and lost their lives. Yes, man. D-Day for sure. Celebrating and honoring those fallen. Never forgotten, man. Never forgotten at all. So celebrating those. What else? What else are we celebrating, guys? Let me celebrate in life. Okay. I love it. Being a dad. Awesome. Where my dad's at? Where my dad's at? Yeah, man. Celebrating your children and being a father. It's one of the most beautiful things you can do in life. Gets a little crazy at times, but at the end of the day, your children are the biggest motivation for you. They will push you to greater lengths and make you be more of a man or a woman than you ever would have been without them. Um, yeah, I know as far as for my son, he's a huge motivation for me, and without him, I wouldn't go to certain lengths. I wouldn't go into that fire without him, and it's because of him that I continue to go push forward, go get vulnerable, and continue to go into that fire, man. So yes, celebrating the dads, celebrating that Cody got the knockout yesterday. I love it. Yeah, we'll talk about that too. But yeah, awesome. A lot of celebrations, guys. A lot of stuff to be thankful for, grateful for. And at the end of the day, celebrate being here on a live stream with the YouTube fam. So let's start off and talk about some fights last night. Oh man. Let's start off with Sean O'Malley's fight. Dude, this guy impresses me. His ability to keep distance, his ability to stick, move, in, out. What I like about Sean O'Malley is that he actually, when he comes in and he hits you, he's in and out, but he gets out, and as soon as you throw something, he's right back on you. So his ability to attack and re-attack is is beautiful. And on top of that, he's athletic. I mean, he's throwing spin kicks, he's throwing kicks to the body, he's throwing hands up top. He ended up knocking out Eddie Wineland, who was actually a very, very tough veteran. I've seen Eddie fight a lot of times. A very, very good test for Sean. And he ended up faking an uppercut, coming back and going back with a right hand. That's high level, man. The same side attack, that's high level. So seeing Sean do that last night, that was impressive. I really thought he was gonna beat Eddie really good last night, but he did it in impressive fashion, knocked him out. Huge win for Sean. And what's weird about Sean right now is he's very marketable. He's on a tear. He's beaten guys. He hasn't beat anybody yet that's in the top 10 or even, I don't even believe, top 15. But he's on his way, man. He's on his way. To me, Sean is like a perfect guy for UFC to build, to put money behind, to really get behind, and to really drive. From what I can tell from Sean right now, from his interviews and what I've seen, what I've read about him, and the way he talks, is he really he wants to be paid, man. He really does. He says it's a two-way street. He wants to work with the UFC and get paid what he thinks is his worth. I don't know what his worth is. I don't know what he thinks his worth is. But he's obviously putting his foot down, and he's not fighting anybody that's top 10 or top 15 until he's getting paid that amount of money, which I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame him. But we'll just see where that goes for him. I feel like the UFC has given him some good fights so far, is building him up, and Sean's getting a lot better. And on top of that, Sean's power, man, is really good. I mean, for his body type, he's tall, he's skinny, he's not like compact, but his power is good, man. When he hits people, they go down, like they go to sleep. So that's something to be said too, because usually you don't see that very much in a tall and skinny guy. Usually it's more points, like dink, dink, in and out. But when Sean, connects with right hands, people go down. And I think a lot of it is to do with position, where he's at, where his body's at, and everything. So shout out to Sean O'Malley coming in with a big win last night. And I believe he got knockout of the night too. So 50 extra G's for him. I think he's getting paid $40,000 to show, $40,000 to win, plus another 50. So what is that? 80 plus 50. That's 130 grand to go out there and knock out Eddie Wineland. Man, he's probably feeling good right now. Sean's probably feeling like a G right now. Got a bunch of money in his bank account and getting it. What'd you guys think of the fight between Sean O'Malley last night? Do you think he did good? It's the Sugar Show. Yeah. Sean's the next big thing for the bantamweight division. Very bright future. Yeah, I believe so, man. I really think Sean is very marketable. I think he looks the part. He's very unique. He's got the skills to back it up. He's exciting. So yeah, I think he's a big draw for the bantamweight division, man. I don't know though. To me, UFC doesn't really. I mean, weren't they talking about cutting the bantamweight division or kind of getting rid of the lower weight classes? I don't know. I don't know if that's like a big seller for the UFC. But maybe somebody like Sean coming in, exciting, flashy, looks the part, speaks the part, and puts guys away in exciting fashion. Maybe he could be one to kind of really drive that bantamweight division for the next years to come. So that could be a beautiful investment for the UFC. What'd you guys think? What's up? Aloha from Hawaii. What's up, my man? How are you? We got Hawaii in the house. Man, it's awesome. What we got here? He called out Triple C. Did he call out Triple C? Yeah. He's marketable. Yep, I agree. Oh, execution coming back. Got that promotion. Feeling good, feeling strong today. The position Sean is at, I want to see you in one day. The position Sean is at, I want to see you in one day. Are you talking about me or are you talking about Sean O'Malley? Let me know. Specify a little more on that execution. But yeah, and to credit, I'm really interested to see how Sean's going to do once he gets up against guys that are top 10, top 5, top 3, and then the top 2 in the UFC. Because honestly, guys, there's levels to this game, right? You can look like a killer when you're fighting guys that are out of the top 15 and just average fighters, good fighters. But once you get in that top 10, that top 5, that's where you really see the different levels, and I'm interested to see if Sean can carry this type of performance from not only the top 20s, but all the way in to the top 10s, the top 5s, and maybe all the way up until the belt. So there's still a lot more tests to be seen on Sean O'Malley, but so far, man, on the tests that he's been given, he's been flying through with beautiful colors. Alex is back. What's up, Alex? Man, thanks for that support. Alex is in the lead so far, guys, for the Super Chat Championship. He's going to be featured on a video. He's going to get a shout out, and man, he's firing it up and he's supporting the channel. So thank you, Alex. Let's see what he has to say. Alex says, "Would you consider moving up in a weight to fight Dylan Danius in Bellator?" Yes, absolutely, man. That's an exciting fight. I would be open to fighting Dylan if the money made sense and it was a great opportunity for me. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I would love that matchup. I would love that fight. And man, if that opportunity comes, that would be sweet. Because I know obviously Dylan's got a big name in jiu-jitsu. He's got, 2-3-0 as a pro right now, I think Dylan is. He's Conor McGregor, his jiu-jitsu training partner. So he's got a lot of clout behind him, man. A lot of clout, a lot of hype. And I would definitely be interested in that one, Alex. So great question. So let's see here. Sean O'Malley. Do you guys think he's the next best thing? What do you guys think? I want to wait one more fight. I want to see Sean O'Malley fight one more time. I want to see Sean fight a top 10 opponent. And will they give it to him? I don't know, man, because he's got to get paid for it. So to me, the jury is still out on Sean O'Malley. See what I did right there? The jury is still out. Yeah. Well, I'm waiting to see one more fight on Sean O'Malley before I say is he the next best thing or not. So next up, let's go. Cody Garbrandt, dude, knocking out a Sun Tzu. Wow. Vicious knockout. Shows again that Cody Garbrandt has that one-punch power. Everybody's talking about his chin. Oh, will it hold up? Will it do this? Will it do that? Well, he showed last night that, it doesn't even matter about his chin because you're going to get knocked out before you ever get a chance to touch his chin. And, man, like he did last night, he just ducked down, came up, overhand, as the Sun Tzu was throwing a hook, lazy, chin was up, and just boom, knocked him out, clean out, walk-off KO. Cody Garbrandt is back. Ladies and gentlemen. And man, how good does that must feel for him? He's coming off losses. He's people have counted him out. I personally was leaning towards a Sun Tzu. A Sun Tzu is a tough guy. It's like top 5. I mean, this guy's beaten TJ Dillashaw. He's been right up there for a title shot. He cleaned out the division for a while, a Sun Tzu. So this was no easy test for Garbrandt, man. And he went out there and just lit a Sun Tzu up, cleaned him out, knockout, walked off. And now he's back, man. Now he's back. So I wonder what's next for him. I wonder what is next for Cody. Because when I watched the countdown for this, I really noticed the way they were talking about Cody is that, like, he never lost. You know, that he basically was still right there. And, man, it made it look like he was right next in line for a title shot before this fight, the way they did the countdown on him. So, man, Cody, I think, is right back in that mix. I think he's right up there with I know Sterling fought last night. I know Jan and Aldo are going to fight for the title, but I wouldn't be surprised if, Cody gets thrown in there, a late replacement, or his next fight is maybe a #1 contender fight. But beautiful, beautiful job by Cody Garbrandt last night, man. Props, and my hats are off to him. What'd you guys think of that knockout? What'd you guys think? Oh, whoa! Execution's coming back with the image of Conor there strutting, baby. I think Execution is in the lead. I'll tally everything up at the end, guys. But let's see what Execution right now has to say. He says, "I want people and fighters to start talking about how you can be the next best thing. I believe you have what it takes, and people need to recognize it. And thought on Conor retiring, LOL." First off, thank you, Execution, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And yes, man, only thing I can do is just keep working hard, keep being myself, and keep putting it on the line and beating great fighters, man. And man, one day, if I do everything right, things will be my way. People will be talking about me as the best. So I love the support, my man. And yes, on Conor retiring, I think Conor, I don't think he's retiring. What is this, the 3rd or 4th time Conor has actually retired and came back? I think Conor's just a little frustrated right now. I think he wants certain fights, and I think he wants them right now, and he's not getting them, man. He's really not getting them. So I see Conor coming back, and honestly, what I see is I see it randomly being like Justin Gaethje versus Conor McGregor for the interim title, just coming out of left field, or I see if Gaethje and Khabib actually do make it to the fight and those guys fight, I see Conor getting the winner of that. So I was on Instagram and I left a comment on one of the UFC's pictures, and I said, man, I think Gaethje versus Conor is a big fight to make right now. And some people were just like, no, Conor doesn't deserve it. But what people forget is that Conor is Conor. Conor's not an average UFC fighter. I mean, no matter what, even if he beat Cowboy and Cowboy's lost his last couple of fights, Conor can make fights, and Conor can be pushed to the front of the line. So I don't think he's retiring. I think he's actually going to get a shot at Gaethje or Khabib next. That would be my opinion. So great question, Execution. Great question, my man. All right. So what do you guys think of that Cody Garbrandt knockout? Man, clean knockout. Bam, was out cold. A Sun Tzu just sleeping, was just out cold. Man, that was vicious. To me, that was one of the most beautiful knockouts I've seen in a while. It was beautiful. Oh, Double A is in the house with the batteries. All right, my man, coming in. Thank you for the support to the channel, Double A. Let's see. He says, HP stand up. Yeah, you from HP? From HP? If so, I love it, man. HP's in the house. What do you think about Jones, Masvidal, McGregor, and Cejudo retiring? Is this a revolt of fights against the UFC? And what about a fighters union? Oh, man. Great question, Double A. So let's start with Jones, Masvidal, McGregor, and Cejudo retiring. I don't really think McGregor's retiring. I don't think Jones is going to retire. Cejudo, I think he's retired. I don't see him coming back anytime soon. And then Masvidal, I don't see him retiring yet either. So those three, I think right now, man, I think fighters are just starting to catch on. Guys like Jones, Masvidal, McGregor, more or less Masvidal and Jones, they've been in this game for so long, and I think they're just getting to a point where they're like, dude, I'm at the top of the top. I've done everything I can in this sport, and I expected to be paid more than what I'm getting. And I think they're just starting to put their foot down and are like, hey, look, I need to be paid more. I'm not saying, I need hundreds and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars, but I need more than what you're offering me. And UFC right now just seems like they are not negotiating at all. They're just like, hey, that old school, this is what you get, or you can leave. And I feel like right now Jones and Masvidal, they're in a good spot. They don't have to. They don't have to take it. So I think it's just kind of maybe like a perfect storm right now, man. It really is. And I'm interested to see where this goes. And as far as a revolt, yes, I mean right now it's kind of a perfect storm. If Masvidal and Jones get together and they get other fighters, man, that could be some type of revolt. Those are heavy hitters. Those are two heavy hitters at the top. And that's what I think you would need for a fighters union, because to me, you need somebody at the top or multiple people at top to organize and get everybody together all the way down to the bottom of the roster. Is what I would think for a fighters union. I don't know if it's going to be coming. I think the question is that we got to ask as fighters is how long will we accept having 12 to 18% of the revenue, right? That's the question that I think it comes down to. How long will fighters at the end of the day accept only 12 to 18% of the revenue? When will the day come that we say, nope, we put our foot down, all of us get together and we say we want 50% of the revenue? That's the question we need to ask. And until we figure that question out, I don't see a fighters union coming in. But great question. And man, yeah, buddy, he's from HP. That's right. Hazel Park, guys. That's Double A where he's from. That's my home city. Man, beautiful 248. Always repping that. So shout out to the Double A. HP's in the house. And a great question. All right. Let's see what else. Oh, Evan. Evan's in the house. What's up, Evan? Man, thank you for that support to the channel, my man. So Evan's got a great question too, guys. Hey, Myles, any tips for sparring, as I don't want my chin to deteriorate? How often should I spar? So Evan, great question. So if you're in camp, I would say spar once a week. So if you're training for a fight, you're 8 weeks out from a fight, Evan, spar once a week. And that's heavy. That's big gloves. That's headgear on, mouthpiece. Make sure you have the 16-ounce gloves. Put the Vaseline on your face so you're not getting cut. But I would say once a week if you're getting ready for a fight. If you're not getting ready for a fight, Evan, I would say just maybe once every other week and only do 2 to 3 rounds, right? Sparring is for timing and getting you in fight shape. That's it. Other than that, Evan, you can do drills. You can do all kinds of, shadow boxing, pad work. There's a lot of ways to get better as a fighter without having to get, your chin blasted. So I would say once a week. You do need the heavy sparring, though. I would suggest if you're getting ready for a fight, you need to get punched a little bit. You need to get your body conditioned for people hitting you and kicking you hard, and you need to get your timing down. And that's what heavy sparring is for. So once a week, my man, I would say. And great question. Oh, and we have the Keegan Law is in the house. What is up, Keegan Law? Looking at that icon that you got. Ooh, Keegan Law. Okay, so he's got a question. First off, thank you, too, for supporting the channel, my man. Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw in a third fight. Hypothetically, who do you believe would win in today's atmosphere? Man, that's actually a great question because we're talking Cody off steroids, right? Or sorry, not Cody, TJ. We're talking TJ off steroids because TJ beat Cody the last couple of times, but obviously TJ's been doping. You've heard Alpha Male come out and speak on how TJ taught all of them to get on steroids. So I think now with TJ being off steroids, man, I think Cody gets them. I really do. I think steroids are that much of an advantage, dude. So I think if these guys fought again today in a third fight, I think Cody would get them. And I'm interested to see that. I want to see. That would be a huge test to see how much steroids work. if they put TJ in with Cody for a third fight, TJ off the juice versus Cody. Now it's a fair fight. So let's see who really wins and who's the better fighter with no steroids. I would actually like to see that test. But great question, my man. And man, super chat, appreciate it, big time, my man. All right, so yes, I think TJ is a cheater, man. At the end of the day, I mean, Brennan said TJ's a cheat. Yes, you're doping. That's some serious stuff. If you're getting suspended for 2 years for doping, man, how long have you been on steroids for? And that's, to me, steroids are a big thing. It really is, because we're not playing chess. You know what I mean? You're going out there and kicking somebody in the head, you're kneeing somebody, and that's just that's a super cheating thing to do. And that's a loser's mentality. That's a losing mentality to use steroids. You're weak. You're mentally weak if you got to use steroids, in my opinion. You know that you cannot beat the competition 100% clean, so you need to cheat and take steroids. That's weakness. I look at that as weakness. So, yeah. So we got Cody knocking out Assunção. Cody's back in the mix. And now what about Amanda Nunes, man? Amanda Nunes, the GOAT. I mean, come on. Who else is doing it like Amanda Nunes? This girl was knocked out Cyborg, simultaneously holding 2 belts, cleaning out the division. Nobody is better than Amanda Nunes, and she looked great last night. She really did, keeping her distance, uppercuts, overhands, tight with the defense, just on a different level than Spencer. She really was. She's just on a different level, and she knows it, and she's in her zone. So props to Amanda Nunes. That is another big win, and man, making a legacy for her wife, and their baby on the way. So props to Amanda Nunes. All right, now let's move on. What about Jorge Masvidal here? Jorge Masvidal is another one that's talking like he wants more money. I recently watched an interview on Jorge Masvidal, and actually let me pull this up. Let me pull it up really quick. I'm gonna quote some of the stuff Masvidal is talking about right now. Let me pull up that article. All right. Jorge Masvidal. Let me see here. Okay, so Jorge Masvidal questions UFC's revenue share with fighters. A lot of things just don't add up. So Jorge Masvidal says, and I quote, basically, it's not that I'm asking for more money. It's that I'm asking for a bigger revenue share of what we bring in, Masvidal said. I've got a lot of questions, and one of them is NBA, NHL, baseball. They make, I think, 50% with the players of what the organization brings in. Football, I think, is 47%. Mine is like 18%. So I have these questions in my mind. Is it to put up the cage cost so much? The setup? What is it that's so much? So he's asking what costs so much? Is it to set up that cage? He says, to me, it doesn't make any sense. The guy across the cage, his intent is always to try to take my head off, and no fighter ever has gotten money off the gate or the hot dog sales or the pina coladas that they sell. We don't get any of that. That is not our concern. The fighters that don't know, they're not educated, might say different things, but we don't get a percentage of the gate, a percentage of the T-shirts, none of that. So what does it matter for us? Why do I have to have my job at a less rate? So right there, Masvidal is basically saying that, he's been around the game for a while. He's saying that when you compare UFC to football, the NHL, we're making 18%. He's making 18% as a fighter, and all the other athletes are making close to 50% of the revenue. So he's just like, in a way, he's just saying, why aren't fighters making 50%? Is it that the cage costs so much to set up? And that's what I want to know. I want to see the books, man. I want to see how much UFC pays for their events. I want to see how much for marketing, how much to set the cage up, how much they're paying goes out to the fighters. Because if you know the numbers, then you can kind of be like, what's fair and what's not, right? So meaning, if the UFC makes $10 million on an event, it pays the fighters $1 million, and the UFC spends $9 million on marketing it, then yeah, it makes sense, because they got to market it to get the money in to be able to pay the fighters and to sell the event. But if they're paying the fighters $1 million and they're spending $2 million on marketing and they're keeping $7 million, what the heck? Like, more of that needs to go to the fighters. So I think that's kind of what George is saying, man, is like, where's all the money going? It's not going to the fighters. Where's it going? And he wants answers to that. So I'm interested to see where this goes. From the history that I've seen with fighters is when you go to war with Dana White and the UFC, it basically just stalls your career out. When one guy goes, it just basically they sit on the shelf for a while and they lose a lot of time, and the UFC goes on without you. That's the one thing is UFC is great at marketing. UFC can take somebody like a Chase Hopper, or I'm just throwing off the top of my head, and make him out to be like he's the next best thing because they get the marketing machine behind you. And that's what UFC does so well. UFC is a marketing machine. They can hype you up. They can get, training of you. They can hype your fights up. They can get all the announcers, Joe Rogan, everybody just talking about you and make you out to be the next thing. So here's the thing. If Masvidal sits out, Gilbert Burns comes up, he fights Usman, and now they're talking about Gilbert Burns and Usman. They're marketing. They're pouring all their attention into Burns and Usman, and Masvidal kind of gets forgot about a little bit back here. So that's the challenge. That's the risk that Masvidal's taken. Will he get paid more money? Maybe. Maybe UFC is going to say, hey, you know what, dude? You're worth it. We want to pay you, an extra $1 million, whatever you're asking. Or maybe he's going to have to sit on the shelf. So that's interesting to see. Him and John Jones right now, dude, that's two heavy hitters that I want to see fighting in the UFC. And I think a lot of the fans across the world want to see. So I hope they get it figured out sooner than later. Keegan Law is back in the house. What's up, my man? He's got another great question. I believe there is a lot of greed on both ends. So not a question, he's making a statement. So he thinks there's a lot of greed on both ends. And I would have to, I don't know until I see exactly what Masvidal is asking for and exactly what UFC has to offer. And then you'll kind of know exactly what's greedy, what's not. But I definitely think from a business standpoint, I think they're both trying to get a win-win situation for themselves. And I would definitely see, you want the best number. Yeah, they're both, they can't come to a terms. UFC saying, nope, we're going to pay you, X amount of dollars. And Masvidal's like, nope, I want this amount. And they cannot come to an agreement. So yeah, Keegan Law thinks that it's just a lot of greed on both sides. And I could see that point. What's up, James? James in the house. I love it. What's up? So we got Masvidal sitting out, and man, again, we got Conor saying he's retired. We have Masvidal sitting out. We got Jones saying, leave. I'm leaving. Let me out of my contract. It's just a crazy time right now. Some heavy hitters are walking away from the sport, and right now, guys, this is not the time to be walking away. Like, UFC lost their revenue for gates. So UFC lost, 10+% of their revenue from what I know. I mean, the gate is probably around 10%. It would be my educated guess. And man, now they got Conor McGregor retiring. They have Masvidal, who's a huge star, just beat Nate Diaz. Masvidal's blowing up. And he's got The Rock in his corner. He's got The Rock as his boy. So it just shows where Masvidal's at. And then you got John Jones. Jones is considerably the GOAT. So you have some of their biggest heavy hitters money-wise sitting out. And on top of that, UFC's losing revenue from their gates. So if this was a time right now to try and gain some leverage on the UFC, these guys are taking advantage of it. That's for sure. Because I know the fans, from my fan, as me as a fan, I want to see these guys fight. And I know a lot of people that I've talked to, they want to see these guys fight. So what makes more sense from a fan's perspective? John Jones versus Francis, or what's the guy they're trying to make for the light heavyweight title right now? I believe he's Swedish, but they're trying to make these two guys fight for the light heavyweight title is what they're talking about. Reyes, I think, was one, and then somebody else. Which fight do the fans want to see more? Right? I mean, I would, John Jones and Francis is my guess. So Jose Armenta is back in the house, baby. What's up, Jose? If you guys don't know, Jose is the defending Super Chat champion right here. So coming back in. Let's see what he has to say. Hey, Myles, I saw your 30-minute video and your former manager needed to catch the hands. Okay. When you got your new management, how much percent did they charge you at the beginning, and how much do you pay him now? Great question, Jose. So Jose's asking, if you guys haven't seen my video about the UFC fight that almost ended my career, make sure you guys go check that out. But in that video, I talked about when I walked away from the sport for a year and I came back, I went to my old manager who was managing me at the time, and I said, look, Reebok's in the house. You don't have to find me sponsors. I cannot pay you 20% of my overall pay anymore. I can afford to pay you 7.5%. And he basically, my old manager was like, nope, can't do it. Kind of, it's all about money. And kind of basically just gave me the cold shoulder. So Jose's asking for my new management I have, how much did they charge when I first got with them, and how much am I paying them now? So it's actually a great question because I'm doing a video this upcoming week about how much money I make I made to fight Benson Henderson in Bellator, and I speak about the management fee. But for now, I'll tell you guys, my new management, when I first got with them, so when I left my old manager that was charging 20%, I got with my new manager and they were charging, how much do you guys think? How much do you think my new manager was charging me? What do you guys think? I want to see what you guys think before I tell you. I was paying 20% to my old manager. So Amir says 15 grand, 10%. Chris says 10%. What else? What do you guys think? 10%? 10%? 8%? 2%? Oh man. 15%? Oh, okay. So my new management, when I first got with them guys, they were charging me 5%. 5%. So I went from 20% to 5%. So I'm saving 15% off the top. That's a lot of money to be saving. Now you fast forward, they got me my contract with Bellator. They got my foot in there and they've been negotiating. So now from 5%, it's went up. So now I'm paying 7.5%. So again, 20% down to 5. Now I'm at 7.5. So I'm still saving 12.5% compared to what I was paying. So from a business standpoint, guys, you make money two ways from a business. You increase your income, sell more products, serve more people, whatever it is that you do, or you cut back your expenses. And that's what I did. I cut back on my management expense. Now I'm saving 12.5%. So great question, Jose. And man, thank you for the support to this channel, my man. 10%, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people thought 5, 10. Oh, what do we got here? We got Adam Hassan's back in the house. Ooh, another defending champ right here, baby. So Adam's got a statement he's making right here. Let's see what he has to say. Jorge retired because he's scared of Usman. Oh, man. Have you seen Jorge fight back in the day? I mean, he's fighting on the come up on the streets, fighting anybody. He'll go fight Paul Daly. He'll fight, he just fought Nate Diaz. I think Jorge is definitely not scared of Usman. I think honestly, my opinion of it is that I think Jorge just wants money. I think he's at that point in his career where he wants to be paid, and that's why he's not fighting. But Adam Hassan right here, guys, thinks that Jorge retired because he's scared of Usman. What do you guys think? Do you think Adam's correct? Do you think Jorge's retiring because he's scared of Usman? It's a possibility. I want to know. What do you guys think? Snoozman, somebody said. Usman is a different breed. Facts. Oh, James agrees. James agrees with Adam. Nah, Thrills doesn't. Thrills doesn't think. Astrals thinks that Jorge's scared. Okay, so we got a couple people that thinks Jorge's scared. Alex says no. Alex says no. Jorge is 35. He wants money. That's what Double A thinks too. Myles says, Myles, you know he's not scared. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think he wants the money, but a lot of people on this channel think that he might be scared. And Usman's a beast, man. Usman is a beast. Like, Keegan says he ain't no West Coast gangster like Nate Diaz. Okay. What is he's the Miami boy, Miami-Dade boy. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Let me see. Kidding. Yeah, he just wants cash. Jorge is a monster. Yeah. So right now, guys, do you want to talk? I'm going to open it up right now. Do you guys want to talk more about MMA, or I was going to go on to talk about a little bit about the economy right now? Do you guys want to talk a little investing, a little economy for the rest of the time we have? What do you guys think? BMF champ, Street Judas. Oh man. Jose Armenta's back. What's up, Jose? Who do you think has the hardest leg kicks in MMA? Oh man. Off the top of my head, Justin Gaethje. I think Justin Gaethje. You know, I really do. Man, he kicks like a mule. He kicks like a mule. Oh, yeah. That's who I think. Edson Barbosa comes off the top of my head. But yeah, Justin Gaethje, I would say just his all-around power, man, I think so. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the economy. We talked a lot about MMA, a lot about what's going on. It's a beautiful time right now, a real juicy time, not only in MMA, but also in the economy, guys. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. So let's talk about CNBC just posted an article right now, and I want to read it to you. The stock market jumps more than 800 points. NASDAQ hits a record high after surprise job surge boosts recovery. So basically saying the stock market went up and there's more people getting jobs back than we predicted. And I want to talk a little bit about this because I read and I watched a video by Ken McElroy, who, if you guys don't know him, he's on YouTube. He's a Robert Kiyosaki, a rich dad. He's a monster real estate investor. This guy is the most thorough and experienced real estate investor that I know of. So I always keep an eye on what he's doing, what he's talking about right now. And this article on CNBC goes on to state that basically the NASDAQ was up 6.8% for the week. 2.5 million jobs were gained. So meaning 2.5 million people have their jobs back. So what it also says, though, is that we're still at about a 13%, right around a 13% unemployment rate right now. And that's very high. I mean, that's close to the Great Depression era. So even though we're gaining 2.5 million jobs back, guys, that still doesn't mean we're out of the problem right now, the challenge. Unemployment is still at an all-time high. And in this video with Ken, is he talked a lot about, guys, we're in a recession right now. The only reason people are trying to resist that we're not in a recession is because the data hasn't been released yet, because we're still only 2 or 3 months into this whole pandemic, right? So a recession is an economic decline for 2 consistent quarters. So basically people are saving and not spending because they don't know what's going to happen right now. So jobs are being lost. Businesses are shut down. Now, people, when they're making money, what we do know right now is that people are holding on to their money. And this is what Ken was kind of talking about in this video. So we are in a recession right now. Even though 2.5 million people got jobs back, we're still at a 13% unemployment rate, guys. And that's huge. Like that's a big unemployment. That's a lot of people without jobs statistically. I mean, we're at, I believe, a 2 to 3% right around their unemployment rate back 4 or 5 months ago. So this is huge. And what we don't know, and what Ken was talking about in this video, is there's 4 wild cards that are coming up. 4 wild cards, meaning we don't know if these situations are going to happen. And I'm going to explain them to you real quick. So the first wild card is a second wave of COVID. We don't know if in a month or two if another wave of COVID is going to come back, right? So again, if this COVID breaks out again, guys, and they close down the businesses again, that could have a huge impact on the economy. So we don't know if that's going to happen. It's too early to tell, right? So that's one of them. That's one of the wild cards. The second wild card is the employment after we emerge from this pandemic. So in another month or two, if no second wave comes out, we got to see where we're going to be at for the employment on rates and who has jobs. We don't know yet. It's still so early. We're still so early in this whole situation that we got to see exactly who has a job once this smoke has really cleared. Now, the third one is the stimulus money that the government is pumping into the economy. This has a huge effect on everybody. I did a video this past week talking about how my rental properties did in the month of May. And a big reason why the rental properties did well is because the government is giving unemployment right now. They're giving everybody unemployment. They're pumping so much money into the economy that it's keeping it propped up. So we don't know if when the government cuts the money in July, if that's going to be the last of the stimulus money. If the government keeps pumping money into the economy, then yeah, things are going to stay okay. Things are going to stay afloat, but we don't know for how long they can do that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just keep printing money and think it's going to be okay. So we don't know if the government's going to stop printing money or continue. So that's the third wild card right there. And the fourth one is just interest rates, right? If interest rates go up, people freak out. They stop buying stuff, stop getting homes. So we don't know if the feds are going to increase interest rates or keep them where they're at. So in an economic standpoint, guys, from my opinion right now, is there's so much going on. There's so many wild cards that I'm keeping my cash. I'm hoarding my money. I'm waiting to see where exactly this economy goes, if it's going to go back down, if it's going to be that V like people are talking about, if it's going to be a U, or if it's going to be maybe a W. We don't know. We don't know. And nobody has a crystal ball. So I would definitely suggest, and like Ken McElroy said as well, do not catch a falling knife. That's where I'm at right now. And I love buying deals right now. I want to go buy properties. Me and my wife talk about it. But I'm being patient. Unless the good deal comes across my desk, I'm being patient. I'm not buying anything. And I would suggest for you guys out there, if keep an eye on what the economy's doing, keep saving your money, and wait, because I really do believe that there's going to be some deals. I just don't think they're going to be in the next 3 months. I think they're going to be in 2021 as well. So patience right now, guys, patience. Mark Crowley coming in with that super chant. What's up, Mark? I love it, man. I love it. Thank you for the support to the channel. And man, smashing that super chat. What is up, my man? So Alex is coming back in. Alex has got a great question here. Coming in hot today, Alex. Man, you're not messing around. You're coming in. You're getting that super chat championship, baby. So Alex says, do you wear cologne? And if so, which cologne do you wear? You should watch Scent Sense. He is Dustin Poirier's cousin. I don't know who Scent Sense is, but maybe I'll have to check him out. And I do wear some cologne. Off the top of my head, I know I like I like the old school Tommy. I like the Polo. Polo's very nice as well. So those are some colognes that I wear. I'm not a big cologne guy though. I mean, I'm always sweating in the gym. So Mark has another question. Mark says, thoughts on Nunes carrying Spencer to the final bell? I don't think Nunes is necessarily carrying her. I think Nunes is just trying not to gas out maybe, but I know Nunes has got that killer instinct. So I think if she really could put her away, I think she would, Mark. So I don't really think she's carrying her. I just think she is, she just doesn't want to gas out, and she's just going to beat on her until the end of the bell. And shout out to Spencer, man, for taking a beating. So Good question, Mark. Good question. Oh, what do we got here? Adam Hassan. I believe Adam's in the lead today. Oh, man, he's not messing around. I'm going to go back, guys, and I'll tally everything up, and I'll make sure I'll get the Super Chat champ for the shout out in the next video, and I'll get you guys dialed in. But as far off the top of my head, I think Adam's in the lead right now. So, Adam, thank you for the support, brother. The channel loves it. So, Adam's got a question. Let's hear what Adam is going to ask. Is it worth it getting a real estate agent? So basically what Adam's asking is if he's going to buy a house, should he get a real estate agent? Now, I would say yes. So as a real estate agent, if you're a buyer, the real estate agent doesn't cost you anything, Adam. It costs the seller the money. So for a buyer, if you're going to buy something, I would suggest use one. Use one because they're going to help you. They're going to work for you, and the seller's going to pay for it. So yes, I think it's really worth getting a real estate agent, Adam, especially if it's your first couple of properties. Yes, I would say go out there, get a real estate agent. The seller will pay for it. And if you're selling a property, Adam, I would say yes, an agent is definitely worth it. They do a lot of work. They market your property. They go out there. They talk to buyers, agents. They negotiate for you. There's a lot of work that an agent does, and I definitely think for a home buyer or a average home seller, I think a real estate agent is very good. For myself, Adam, I don't really use real estate agents because I like to save the fees. I'm an investor, right? I'm not an average everyday home buyer, so I a lot of times just go straight to the agent or to the sellers and negotiate a deal. But that's me. I'm different. I'm an investor. Remember, if this is your first time home buying or your first time selling a property, yes, I would say use an agent because they are definitely worth it. Great question. Great question. Oh, Sin's in the house. What's up, brother? He says greetings from Mexico. Wow, that is awesome. I think, dude, we got Mexico in the house, Sin. We have Poland, Ireland, and we got Hazel Park, California. Dude, we're just killing it, like one big YouTube fam around the globe. I love it. I love it, guys. That is awesome. Okay, well, guys, beautiful chatting with you guys today. Everybody, man, enjoy your Sunday. I hope everything is going well. Oh, hold on. We have another question here. JP from Colorado is coming in with the super chat. What's up, JP? Let's see what JP has to say, guys. What state do you own real estate in? I had several properties in Arizona, but live in Colorado now, and prices are insane, and landlord-tenant law is far less favorable to AZ. So me, JP, I love Michigan. I love the Midwest. I own a lot of rental properties in Michigan, and I actually have a video revealing my whole real estate portfolio. So where the properties are at in Michigan, what they are, single family homes, duplexes, what they rent for, how much they cost. So JP, that'll be a great video for you. But I love Michigan. I love the Midwest. I feel like you can get a lot of cash flow. The properties are more affordable. Arizona is a good area to invest in that I've heard, but all the areas I like in Arizona, man, the properties have just gotten so expensive. And the same thing with Colorado, from the areas that I've known that I like, the properties are just so expensive that when you buy them and by the time you pay your mortgage, your taxes, your insurance, put a little money away for maintenance, you're not really left over with any cash flow, right? And I believe, JP, that's what you want. You want cash flow. You don't want to just buy and hopefully it goes up in value, right? You want to make money every month via cash flow when you rent it out. So to do that, I would suggest checking out some of the Midwest areas. I love Michigan. I know the state very well. I can research the areas, make sure unemployment's good, make sure vacancy rates are good, crime's good, just all the ingredients you want for a good rental area. I can find those, and I can also go walk around and feel the streets and feel how the areas are, and as well as the price to get in, right? I mean, it's very affordable. So they make me anywhere from hundreds of dollars to $400, $500, $600 a month in cash flow. So I would definitely maybe take a trip, JP. Maybe take a trip to do some research on some states in the Midwest, and then take a trip there. You know what I mean? And go talk to some. So I'm going to give you an example. I bought a property. Me and my wife, we bought a property in Florida, and this is what we did, right? So I went online and I looked up some areas in Florida, and I did some hard research, and I called realtors and I said, look, I'm coming to Fort Myers. I want you to come show me some properties around this price range. And they'll say, okay, when are you coming into town? I'll say, July 1st till the 7th, I'll be in town. So I'll call and I'll get an agent for Fort Myers. And then I'll call and find an agent for Orlando. And then I'll call and get an agent for Sarasota. So I literally, me and my wife, we bought our own flights. We flew to Florida, stayed in a hotel, and each day we got a rental car. And each day we went and drove to different areas of Florida, met with realtors, went around and looked at properties, and found and seen probably 20 different properties. And then when we liked the one that we found, we started negotiating on it then, and we ended up buying a house in Florida. So JP, I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, dude, but I want to really help you out. Is maybe get a hold of some realtors in some states that you like, plan a trip, go down there, visit them, have them show you properties, go around, look at the neighborhoods, and see if you like them. And maybe you'll want to buy in a little rental property for cash flow in those areas. So yeah, hope that helps, JP. Thank you for the support to this channel, my man. Check out that video. And yeah, guys, happy Sunday. Enjoy the time. Be grateful. Go out, get a walk. Stay tuned for this week's upcoming video. I'm going to do a video on how much money I made to fight Benson Henderson in Bellator main event. So stay tuned. I love you guys, and talk to you soon.